Hi friends, Lee here, and recently everywhere you look there is conflicting news on the housing market here in Florida. So I'd like to take a little bit of time and talk about what I'm seeing as a real estate agent on the ground and what the news is saying so I can help buyers and sellers out there navigate this absolute crazy housing market that we're going through right now, if crazy can even explain it. Also, I'd really like to talk to young first-time buyers that are waiting to get into their first home because they are making some bad decisions when buying a home and it's costing them a lot. But if you're not a first-time buyer and you're just thinking of making a move or considering buying a home in the future, I think you will find value in this video also. But first, if you're looking to buy or sell or invest anywhere in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast, then go ahead and give that subscribe button a tap, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our real estate tips and tours. So first, let's talk about what's happening right now in the housing market, because it's important to understand that inventory is growing, and that can be a good thing for buyers that are in the market right now waiting to purchase a home. Port St. Lucie sitting on almost 5 months of inventory now. Martin County also almost 5 months, and Palm Beach County is at 6 months of inventory. And nationally, the number of homes for sale is notably higher compared with last year at almost 31% more inventory on the market right now. However, while inventory this April is much improved compared with the previous 3 years, it's still down almost 40% compared to 2017 to 2019 levels. So inventory is up, but still down from pre-COVID. But this is not in every market. It's very much price focused depending on the market you're in. Meaning if a home is listed for $500,000 in Palm Beach County, it's selling much faster with multiple offers, where a home for $1 million may sit for 200 days and have multiple price drops. For example, this article that just came out said that April's median home price in Florida year over year is up 5.8% for a single family home, with West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, and Boynton Beach at a 14% price increase year over year, Miami Beach, and Kendall at almost 12% price increase year over year, and Fort Lauderdale, Pompano, and Sunrise at almost 11%. Then Martin County homes are up 8.3%, and Port St. Lucie, believe it or not, which has been a strong market for a long time, is only up 1.7%. So it seems like Port St. Lucie is really starting to level out right now. But in every market in South Florida, it's mostly the lower priced homes that are selling in most cases. And in some of these markets, still selling very fast with multiple offers, and multiple offers drive prices up. And if you look at new construction, you'll also see that that has slowed dramatically, with most builders offering big incentives and some stopping building spec homes because they don't want to sit on all this inventory. So the question comes in, how can you benefit from what's going on in the market right now without making a costly decision? And should you buy now or wait till 2005 to consider buying a home? Then the first thing to consider is, can you afford to buy a home right now without stretching your budget to the max? A bank rate study found that a Florida home buyer must make at least $114,771 a year to afford a medium price home, about $403,500, which is a 57% increase within the last couple of years, which is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. The worst part of all of this inflation is what has happened to the price of homes and the cost of rent. It's hurting our youth and first-time buyers that don't have the luxury of moving equity over to a new home from their previous home. This is why when I work with first-time buyers here lately that need to make a move now, I'm suggesting new construction, because right now new construction still has big incentives for closing costs or rate buy downs to make the home more affordable and make it easier to get into. And there are also very little repairs and upgrades for the first few years when buying new construction, where on a resale home priced exactly the same price as new construction, you can be assured you're going to have upgrades and repairs on that home on an ongoing basis, especially on the lower priced homes. So first, let's talk about what buyers are facing to afford a home right now and what millennials are willing to do and sacrifice to buy a home, because this is where these big mistakes are happening right now, and this can hurt you really bad in the future. A study came out and said that 39% of millennials say they expect to pay a higher interest rate than they'd like. 36 expect to make multiple offers, and 30% say they expect to max out their budget, and 29% say they expect to pay more than the asking price. Also, millennials are more likely to live near an airport, a railroad track, or near a busy highway. Now, all of these things are not the end of the world. I've lived next to a railroad track in my first home. And again, if you're going to find an affordable home, it may not be in the perfect location, or it may not be the perfect home. But I am totally against maxing out your budget to buy a home right now. I won't sell a home to a client where they are maxing out their budget. And Brent, my lender that's on my channel all the time, won't either. It makes no sense, and it's more likely will cause you to destroy your credit in the future. Also, I wouldn't suggest buying a home sight unseen in this market, but 85% of millennials said that they would. And it doesn't stop there. More than 78% of millennial home buyers would consider accepting an interest rate higher than the national rate of 7%. 65% would accept an interest rate of 10% or more, while 23% would accept a rate of 15% or more. All of this is bad, but this last bit is just crazy and uninformed. No one should ever be this desperate to buy a home, especially in this market. And to further make my point, millennials are also so desperate to own homes that 67% would buy a home with asbestos, 62% would buy a home with mold, and 58% said they would buy a home with foundation issues, which absolutely not. That's just crazy. And the biggest reason this is happening is 68% regret not purchasing a home when prices were lower. But again, this is not a reason to put yourself in a bad position financially. I can tell you at 55 years old, I have a lot of regrets, things I didn't do, like buying Bitcoin when it was $1 and every dollar you put in was matched. But you can't go back, and you've heard the phrase that hindsight is 2020. But this feeling of they need to buy now because prices are going up is causing millennials to make drastic measures, including getting another job, moving to a more affordable rural area, renting a room to help with the mortgage, skipping other debt payments, and creating GoFundMe pages, also moving to less safe developing neighborhoods, and delaying having kids and delaying their weddings. Now, not all of these are bad ideas, and some I could agree with, but you can't put yourself in a bad financial position to buy a home. I would agree that prices could and probably will continue to go up in the housing market, but buying a home needs to be a thoughtful process, not one that is rushed into. It is the biggest purchase that most people will ever make in their life. So look, I get it. Everyone wants to own the home of their dreams, but that comes with time and patience. And I know many people of all ages that took a huge hit over COVID and lost their homes and now are looking to get back into another home. And there's many families out there had loved ones get sick and lost everything and had to start over. I was there myself 5 years ago, so sick I could not work for a year, and we had to make some really tough decisions to make it through that. But with faith that things will get better, hard work, and trying to make the best decisions in every situation, I believe things can turn around for anyone. But making a bad decision on one of the biggest purchases you will ever make in your life is one you do not want to make. So let's talk about one of those things that could really hurt you if you don't know what you're doing. If you're looking at a rehab, which many people are turning to because they cost less and there is less competition, all I would say is you need to know what you're doing or you will get burnt. Understand that whatever you come up with for cost of repairs and time to do the repairs needed, you're going to need to add an extra 25% to the cost and figure it will take twice as long as you anticipated to finish the work. You also need to consider that any home you buy is going to have repairs, and the older the home, usually the more repairs. And repairs these days are not cheap, especially with all the inflation we have right now. Zillow just revealed that homeowners can expect to pay $14,155 a year or $1,180 a month in hidden costs related to owning a home. This includes changes in property tax, utilities, and maintenance costs. So there's a lot to consider when buying a home, and making a decision too fast is a bad idea, especially again in this market. And with this new survey coming out that says that 90% of millennials are having regrets about their first home purchase is staggering. So how do you make sure you don't fall into one of these traps when buying a home? My opinion, and being on the street and being an agent and flipping houses, the first, you need to take your time and don't let anyone pressure you into a home. Second, don't max out your budget ever. Third, if you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, make sure you know what you're doing, or you have someone that knows what they're doing, or you could end up in a really bad situation, as I said before, where you can't afford to finish the home and you end up in a foreclosure. Fourth, make sure you get a good top to bottom inspection from a reputable inspection company on any home you're thinking of buying, because you want to know everything about that house before you purchase it. Fifth, if you're looking to buy a home and you need a mortgage, you should find a good mortgage broker to help guide you through the home buying process and make sure you're getting the best rate and closing costs possible. So you should talk to 2 or 3 lenders, in my opinion, and compare each of them. And then if you want the very best mortgage broker and you live in the state of Florida, you should give Brent Starts with Unitas Lending a call. I will leave his number and his information in the information section below. He and I have made many videos in this channel together, so you can get a feel for him by watching a few. He has also helped countless of my clients that would have never been able to buy a home if it were not for his help. And sixth, it's always good to have representation by a real estate agent that has your best interests at heart to help you navigate the home buying process and knows the market you're buying in. So I hope this video brings some value to you and helps you make a better decision when buying a home. If it did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It lets me know that I'm making the right kind of content. Also, if you're thinking about buying a home anywhere in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast, reach out to me, Lee Brickey. My information is right there on the screen in front of you. And if you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comment section below, or just reach out to me or Brent and we can help you answer your questions and give you some guidance. And if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and slap that subscribe button right there and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our real estate tips and tours. And you can watch our next video on the differences between a mortgage broker and a direct lender or a bank right there. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you in the next video.